Hi and welcome back to Arno TV. I'm your lovable host Arno, coming back to you with another video. Now, before I came on air, I was just reading a very interesting article in a couple of the national newspapers. Now, I'm going to go and talk about that because I think it demonstrates some of the things that we've been speaking about, okay? So just go over to these articles that I was reading. First one is in the Mail Online. Now, the government is already in talks with hotel chains amid plans to force UK arrivals to quarantine at airports for up to 10 days at their own cost and wear GPS tags as ministers refuse to rule out closing the borders altogether. Travellers may have to stay in quarantine in airport hotels to travel to the UK. It's emerged EU leaders are discussing plans to close the borders to British travellers. Preeti Patel says it's far too early to speculate about foreign holidays abroad. Now, ministers are in talks with hotel chains over plans to force UK arrivals to quarantine at airports, it was claimed today. Travellers could be prevented from using their own accommodation under proposals being put together by the government using GPS tags to ensure compliance is also believed to have been considered. The draconian quarantine hotel system, similar to that used in Australia and New Zealand, is a prospect amid rising fears about the spread of COVID variants around the globe. Now, I'm not going to read all of this article. I'm going to leave the link in the description as always. But this just demonstrates a few things. Because first of all, nobody is arguing that people should have been checked coming into the UK when all this started. Nearly a year ago now. So talk about bolting the stable door after the horse has bolted. This is unbelievable that now they're talking about this. Okay, checking people at the borders, which nobody, of sound mind is going to argue about. People should have been checked to see if they were positive before coming into the UK months ago. But when we talk about these people being hell-bent on draconian measures and erecting this draconian state, they're now talking, after all this is, they should have been checking people, nearly a year ago. They are now talking about tagging people coming into the UK like they're a criminal who's been released early on parole or something. This is the kind of measures these people are talking about. Okay, and this is also as well, if we're talking about people now having to quarantine in a hotel, this hotel quarantine system that they're talking about, and they're also in this article not ruling out government facilities to quarantine people in as well. Okay, so this is the measures that these people are talking about. Now, what this is also going to do as well, for anybody that was thinking about travelling ever again, this is virtually going to make travel impossible for anybody, okay? Because nobody's employer is going to allow you to go off for a holiday where you've got a quarantine to get into the country that you're going to for possibly 10 days, have your holiday, then come back to the UK and quarantine for another 10 days, okay? This is just making travel absolutely impossible for people. So there's a few issues here with articles like this, and it's the same over in the Sun. Britain's borders could be shut completely under a plan to keep out mutant COVID strains. Again, it's the same story in the Sun. Okay, now, as I said, I am not arguing one little bit that people should have been checked, if they had the virus or not before coming to the country. But to be doing this in January 2021 when the pandemic started in the UK in March 2020, what are these people doing? These people it's a mixture of absolute incompetence, and these people, I'm under no illusions that these people want to erect this draconian state. And these are the kind of measures slowly that that we're seeing. Okay, we are talking about a government that are wanting to tag people. Okay, tag people. Now, I understand that there's a virus going round. I've got, you know, and on this channel, I've never disputed its existence. I've always advised my viewers and people who've watched this to follow the guidelines, the health guidelines, in terms of protecting yourself against catching the virus. Nobody's argued with that at all, okay? But the idea that these people are now talking about tagging people like a criminal, okay? This is the kind of measures that these kind of people are talking about. And surprise, surprise, in these articles, the main two people that they are talking about pushing these kind of measures is who? Matt Hancock and Priti Patel. Surprise, surprise. Them two are all about pushing more draconian measures. And apparently, Matt Hancock's paranoid about, mutant strains coming into the UK. Well, if he was so paranoid about it, did it not occur to him in March or any of them last year that they should have been checking people who were coming into the UK? It's a bit pointless now, isn't it? It's completely pointless now. You know, nearly a year on. I mean, this is just unbelievable where we're at with this group of people. And these people every day are talking about more draconian measures, more restrictions. You know, when we went into this lockdown, as I was saying yesterday, what were they, we were told when we were going into this lockdown, we were going to be, out of lockdown 15th of February. It then turned into March and April from various different MPs. We had papers, national papers, yesterday, printing stories that lockdown would be lifted, and it wouldn't be lifted until the summer. Sage, had warned that that's what they wanted to do, and that's what had to happen. Okay, this was in national newspapers yesterday, and I want to point out as well, for anybody that's forgot this, when they do actually lift the lockdown, do you think you're going to be out of lockdown? No, you're just going to go straight back into a tiered system. So areas like mine, which have been which have been under restrictions again after the first lockdown since July 2020, and have been in tier 3, are going to go straight back into tier 3 or tier 4, aren't they? So, even when the lockdown restrictions are lifted, you're still going to be under draconian measures. Do people not get that? These people are hell-bent on creating this draconian state and having us locked down permanently. That's what these people are after. There's no doubts about it, because there's too many things that have gone on that don't have to do with health. Okay, there's far too many instances to talk about things that have nothing to do with health that this lot have enacted laws on. Okay? Draconian laws. This is where we're at with this group of people. So is it any great surprise to me that Priti Patel and Matt Hancock are at the centre of this and are pushing more draconian measures? Not one bit does that surprise me, because these two people particularly have a lot to answer for, don't they? Don't they? They have a lot to answer for, and they should be dragged into Parliament and made to answer questions about a great number of things. And there's no doubts about it, okay? Whether it's Priti Patel losing 400,000 criminal records, and God knows what the ramifications of that are going to be. The potentially could be the kind of ramifications where serious criminals get away with serious crimes on the back of her incompetence. Okay, these are the kind of people that we are dealing with, and let's not forget that, and let's not let them, should I say, forget that either. Okay, and we've been through many videos of what Matt Hancock's been up to in this pandemic, haven't we? So, these are the kind of people that we're having to deal with. And every day they are going further and further and pushing and passing more draconian laws. You know, they are going to make life virtually impossible for people, and they're not going to be satisfied until that is where we are at, sealed down under a draconian state with God knows what draconian measures that are going to be coming in the next 6 months. And I've said previously, I honestly dread to think now where we are going to be at in 6 months' time and what kind of laws these people will have passed, because you only have to look at the laws they've already passed and the laws that they're trying to push through, you know, like the covert human intelligence sources bill that they're trying to push through at the moment, which we spoke about. You know, more draconian laws, you know, laws which, you know, under which if they're passed are going to make it legal for the government to use children as spies against potentially their own parents and family if required by agencies such as the Gambling Commission, the Food Standard Agency, your local council, a county council. These are the kind of measures that these people are pushing through under the back of this pandemic. And what has that got to do with health? Zero, okay? Zero. It has nothing to do with health. And under the same law, which we spoke about before, it's going to, you know, create a platform for these operatives, these undercover spies and agents, to, you know, to go out and commit criminal offences. You know, I mean, these are the kind of laws that these people are passing, okay? Or you know, as I've said, there are so many laws that these people have passed that are draconian and have nothing to do with health. And this is the kind of people that we are dealing with. And it's about time, as I've said on many occasions, that a lot of people out there started looking into the laws that these people are passing. Whether it be in this country or in France, under what Macron's pushing under the global security bill, or Merkel in Germany, you know, under the infection protection law. These people are all tyrants and they're all working together. And as I've said before, do you think it's a coincidence that all these laws, all these draconian measures are all going through all over Europe at the same time? If you think that's a coincidence, then good luck to you. Good luck to you. And as I've said, all these people are all working together. And if you think they're not, then again, good luck to you. But I'm telling you now, they quite clearly are. And not only that, they are drip feeding these kind of stories into the media on a daily basis. And why are they doing that? I'll tell you why they're dripping those kind of stories into the media. Because they want to gradually put into the public consciousness these kind of draconian measures, so people have it implanted in subconsciously in their mind, so when they actually approve all these laws and pass them, that there's not mass uproar, because people have already got the idea in their head. And in a lot of a lot of cases, a lot of people won't even realise where the ideas come from. They'll know that they've just heard about it or seen it somewhere. This is the kind of people that we are dealing with. Okay, and this is what is going on in 2021, and this is where we're at. And these are the kind of people that we're dealing with. And let's not pretend anymore that this is not going on, because, you know, the media are quite happy to pretend all these things that are going on are not connected. And you know, these kind of people aren't working together, you know, and anybody who talks about it is quite, you know, is a nutcase or something. But these people are doing this, and this is where we're at with this group of people, and it's as simple as that. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please like and subscribe to the channel, and once you do, please ring the notification bell so I can inform you guys out there of future videos or live streams that I am going to be putting out. And as I've said many times before, there are going to be a lot more coming, because while these people on a daily basis want to rip up democracy and throw it in the dustbin of history, I refuse to stay silent while these people do that. And it's as simple as that, because in years to come, when someone asks me, well, what did you do when all this was going on? At least I will be able to say, I put out the information, speaking out against the kind of measures these people were enacting and using this pandemic to enact all these draconian measures that I thought I would never see in my life. So that's where we're at with these people, and it's as simple as that. So I'm going to be back soon with some more videos for you. Until I am, I want everybody to take care of themselves, their friends, their family, and the people in their lives that they care about and they love and mean things to them, okay? And don't rely on the likes of people like Priti Patel, Hancock, Johnson, Gove, or any of the rest of them to look after the people that you care about. Because although they have stopped everybody from seeing each other, it does not mean that we cannot keep in touch with each other. So I urge everybody to stay in touch with people that you care about and you know, text them and call them and video chat with them or whatever you choose to do. Because people out there are suffering and people's mental health is in complete disarray. And unsurprisingly so, because of the situation that these people have put us in, okay? And let's just take this moment to think that if these people had shut the borders in 2020 in March, we might not be in this situation right now, you know, and these people have got a lot to answer for, okay? So I'm going to be back soon. Before I go, I want to thank all the subscribers to Arno TV, whether you're new here or you've been here a while. Thank you so much for watching the channel and supporting the channel and sharing it with other people. And if you can do that, that's brilliant, sharing it with other people. If you can't and you don't want to, that is perfectly fine as well. It's down to you, it's up to you. There's no problem from me on that. So I'll be back soon with some more videos for you. But until I am, I want everyone to take care. Stay rock and roll, you know, look after yourselves and your family in this pandemic, and I'll be back soon.